You need spiritual wings. To gain them you need to travel to Aquarius of the coming aeon. Now spiritually you are to enter a magical journey beyond the land of the setting sun, with your white wings to the stars. Feel a silver tingling in your brow, hope in your heart. Friends, we are seated in a magical circle, in a dreamy state of happiness. We are by a river with beautiful swans. A priestess speaks. Friends, before we make our journey, let us send out protection to our swans here, sacred swans of Lear, who are in danger. They are gradually diminishing. Let us send out thoughts that these, our swans, may be saved. Here all extend their hands to the river. We know that all our prayers to the goddess are answered. Now, the third priestess speaks. Let us shut our eyes. We feel a tingling in our brow centers. Feel this, a sort of tingling. From this holy grove of the river Derry, the oak of the Druids, far before the Druids, there is a rainbow uniting us with the temple of the Zodiac. So the companions now and yourself visualize following the spiral dance in the higher spirit, leaving their bodies and rising on a rainbow. Feel yourself rising on this rainbow. You see the little island and the white gleam of a swan's neck, and you send down a shower of protection. You're aware that the goddess is protecting them, Brigid of the wild swans. These are wild, they are not clipped, they fly. And we see before us Mount Leinster, pale blue with two violet hills on either side, and we move towards it. And we see ourselves now, the cairn, and we see there are a few people who've risen with dawn to put stones upon it. This is a part of the tradition, so we may build our own stairway to heaven. Now, rising above the cairn is a column, a golden column. It's extraordinary. We enter this golden column and we find it's like a spiral stairway, a stairway to a higher dimension, widening and widening, until suddenly we find ourselves on a celestial hill, and on it is the temple of the Zodiac. At the rainbow's end, there is the temple. No temple should be built at the very crest of a hill, which is sacred on its own. So the crest is really where the rainbow ends, and slightly below this is the temple of the Zodiac. The unsullied crest, which should have no monument upon it, represents the landing place of the deities. We start circling around this hill by a circuitous path until we reach the giant gateway. Now the priest takes up the story. We see before us a flight of white steps. A soaring doorway is guarded by gigantic female sphinxes, their wings rising to the stars. These sphinxes have women's bodies, breasts, and the hindquarters of lions. their wings fade into the starry dome of the sky. We pass through this doorway. All may enter the temple of the Zodiac, for each of us have a part of it. Have we not a sun sign? For know that astrology is really a secret language. It's not meant to be astronomically accurate. It is our secret set of symbols that relates us to the hidden reality. The temple within is radiant with beams of coloured light coming from 12 windows. You feel you know this temple. It's beautiful. Now the priest takes up the story. In the centre is an altar flanked by 4 cherubs. The 4 cherubs are a bull or a lion, looks to me here like a bull, a lion, an eagle, and an angel. They are all winged, and their wings touch each other. As we look closer, we see that they can become the female counterpart, which is the more spiritual counterpart, the sacred Hathor with the sun between her horns, divine Sekhmet, the lioness goddess, and a female angel, naked and most lovely. But these sacred feminine sphinxes are only shown to those who have pure vision. The winged angel looks towards the northeast. Here the compass points do not relate to any planet. The compass points here refer to another reality of which all this earth is only a symbolic picture in 3 dimensions of something 4th and 5th dimensional. We approach the window in the northeast. It is surmounted by the sign of Aquarius, 2 watery W's. We contemplate it. Now I want you to join this company as we approach this vast temple and this beautiful window. And look at this window of Aquarius, the coming sign in spiritual language. It's not astronomical, it's spiritual. Secret language, if you like, if you can understand it. Contemplate the 2 wavy W's of Aquarius. And we see that they resonate against each other in a sort of polarity. 2 forces. Now, we listen to the priestess, or we'll go dreaming. We see a winged goddess holding a mighty urn from which pours a stream of life forms, of which we can discern fishes, animals, plants, rocks, elementals, humans. A laughing god behind the goddess draws power upon them with his trident. Look at this. Imagine the most beautiful goddess you can imagine, with mighty wings, and she has this urn. And imagine all life forms, even the oddest, lizards, insects, I fear viruses, crystals, giraffes, weird creatures, some other planets. We could go on looking at this stream of life forever. All sorts of fabled creatures are here which exist somewhere, and we wouldn't have thought of them. Look. And as we laugh, we see a god behind her drawing power, sharing it with her, with his trident. And that trident also seems to have a meaning. The positive and negative forces are held together by the central spike, as it were. Look at it for a minute. But as we look, the 3rd priestess exclaims, "Look, a sudden wind blows open the window." Imagine the window suddenly blowing open. And we gaze upon the stars of Aquarius, set in the sea of heaven. Know that the ancients wanted us to see these visions, so they attach these visions to the constellations, that we may attain stellar consciousness. 3rd priestess speaks. Behold the starry urn that pours forth fluvius aquarii, the cascade. Within the urn shines the land of ever-renewing youth, Tirnanog. This realm of joy is ruled by the Princess Scota of Egypt, her husband Nel the Scythian, and their son Gaedelglas, father of all the Gaels. And he tells us of an ancient words from the La Gabala Aaron. Nel went into Egypt with great valour, till he reached powerful Pharaoh, till he bestowed Scota of no scant beauty, the modest, nimble daughter of Pharaoh. Scota bore a son to noble Nel, from whom was born a perfect great race. Gaedelglas was the name of the man, green were his arms and his vesture. So we smile at this ancient chronicle that links us with the continent of Africa. Third priest. As we gaze into the starry urn, we see a land of exquisite beauty. Here are trees that both flower and bear fruit at the same time. Nothing dies. Every creature, both animal, bird and fish, live forever in their true perfection. Among the fairy hosts are radiant humans who have eaten of the apples of immortality. Do you want to live forever? No, you don't want an extension in time, walking from A to B to C. That's boring. You want A to Z all in one great circle. Immortality is now. It's an ever-extending from a central circle. The third priestess to the candidate. Enter therein and discover why death came upon the planet Earth. Now, I want you to follow the apprentice and the company through the doorway into this mysterious realm of the stars situated within the urn of Aquarius. You can travel there instantly as a spiritual being. Find yourself there and find why death came upon the planet Earth and therefore will come to you inevitably. Think, contemplate, and I advise you to ask for inspiration from the goddess Caesara. What is death? It brings us more sorrow than anything when we lose that which we love. From the first baby animal that dies, or the bird we find lying upon the path. We live in a world of death, changing, decaying every minute. Yet, everything we love is not subject to death. Beauty, art, music, all the timeless things, all that transcends time and place, is not subject. Feel your own perception, that's mine. Be aware of where you are, in the land of the immortals. Hesiod said, the gods have everything, we nothing. Why? Look around the land of youth, of eternal youth. Enjoy it. Partake of it. You can only have your own joy, not somebody else's. You can't steal joy. So feel everything you ever like best in life, everything you enjoy, and feel it here. It's yours. Those you love are with you. Happy moments, whatever happened later. Here all your life is set out before you, beyond time. Look back to when you were a baby. It's all here. Look back. Yes, you can remember before you were a baby. Look back into other lives. Any little glimpses you've had of having lived before, because you will then see through the eyes of your soul, not the body. And when you remember other lives, you know you have an immortal spirit. See then with the eyes of one of the immortals who are here in heaven. Look back. Feel it. It's not a memory of a past life, it's a reliving. You are there. It is a part of the everlasting now. You may have to remember unpleasant things, but these are winnowed away because they don't belong to reality. Only that which is healthy and true and good belongs to eternal reality. Yes, of course, you wouldn't remember past lives unless you had an eternal soul that remembers them. Feel more identified with your soul, your spirit. But just as you're beginning to enjoy it here and feel that really you are immortal after all, you're certainly immortal when you sleep in dreams, the third priestess calls us back. Let us return from the land of youth. What have you discovered? The apprentice. I was in a heavenly dream, more real than earthly existence. Death came to earth because we chose the half, not the whole. To concentrate on one part of the universe excludes the rest. We are entrapped by believing in death because we deny that which is beyond our five-barred prison of the senses. Third priestess. You have gained understanding. Accept this seashell. That which once protected becomes a prison. Yes, I can see. This is a profound answer she gives. Concentration is incarnation. Look, you're looking at a television film, but you're not mad. You don't think you're the person in the film. All incarnation is identification, focusing, and you choose to do that. But if you're sane, you'll look at this television film of life and not become a total participant. But if you can realize this is only a bad film, a video nasty, where people are enacting their dreams, you can become your true spirit. Look ahead and see that even if the goddess, God, cannot intervene and stop people doing what they choose to do, how can you? No, the people are learning through experience. So you do have what is so beautifully called Olympian calm. You know that these people who do these frightful things you're listening to will in the end also repent, yes, awaken, and attain also Olympian calm. Now the second priest addresses us. Friends, let us gaze upon the starry form of the water-bearer holding the urn. From this beautiful thing dart forth the Aquarids, glistening meteors. We all look at this. Imagine, we're still looking at the constellation. The second priestess speaks. In the region of the star Saddlesuit, known to astrologers as Fortuna Fortunarum, star of mighty destiny, shines High Brazil, land of heart's desire. It is held within the heart of the Aquarian goddess. The sphere is ruled by the goddess Cesara and her divine consort, Finton. Now she reads again from the very ancient Lagabala Aaron, or Annals of Era. Cesare, whence came she, her 3 men and 50 maidens with complexion. A Tuesday she set forth, rough the story, from the islands of Meroe. 10 years was she in lofty Egypt, alongside the coast of wrought might. 20 days had she in an ark without reproach, over the surface of the great Caspian Sea. 20 days had she from Asia Minor, a-sailing by that gorgeous Alps. For a space of 9 days she went hither, to the lofty corner of Spain. Thence had she into Noble Ireland, a sailing of 9 days from Spain. 40 days of the rapid search was Ireland found before the flood. Cessair found it in its fair shape, and the crew of her canoe of rough hide. What a wonderful vision this gives us of this feminine Noah. It brings us again into Africa, Egypt, the Caspian Sea, and we get to Asia even, Europe, and then to Ireland. Imagine her incredible courage, whatever disaster, whether it was a mighty asteroid, the one that landed in South America, we don't know. These flood stories all tell us of a calamity, but of an ark that contains all the seeds of earth. Let us gaze upon the land of heart's desire, yet each of us will see a different country. From the spiritual spheres, life appears in different shapes, each relative to the seeking soul. Enter this place and tell us if you achieve the goal of your heart. Now look to the future. To judge yourself, you have to look into the past to know yourself. But to achieve, you need to look into the future, and by creative vision, make it. Do this. Pass through the window and enter into the land of heart's desire, of Aquarius, the coming aeon. They all made you what you are. You can't create something new without using material. The material is your past. Your skill is now. And the accomplished work of art is your future. Second priestess, let us return to the apprentice. Well, did you find your heart's desire? Apprentice, no, because I have no need of it. I realize that heaven reveals itself in such minute perfection in every particle of the cosmos that immortality consists of ever-increasing empathy. I took such joy in sharing others' awareness, that joy of a butterfly, a darting hare, that at last I became united with all that is. Second priestess, gently, you have attained your heart's desire by being one with all hearts. Accept this feather. You have won your wings. What a beautiful answer. But don't pretend to divine union if you haven't had it. It's just as good to love one person or enjoy something. There are many paths. The first priestess, let us gaze upon Magna Mater, Cessera, set forth in stars. From her matrix comes forth all that is. Visualize the mother of all, from whom comes all stars, holding the urn of Aquarius, from which issues life on all planets, spirits from all stars. We are all her children. Let us show forth our mother's glory, her creativity, her joy, her love, her wisdom. As we do this, we may become aware of the whole company of heaven, goddesses and gods, seraphim, cherubim, thrones, dominions, powers, archangels, angels, blessed spirits of humans, animals, trees, birds, plants, atoms. all that is in perfect symphony. You have your own individual, unique place in this cosmic reality. And this is Sethra's ark. The third priest calls us back to the temple of the Zodiac. And we go back through the window there. And he leads us through creative visualization from the temple down the hill. And we know he is making for our grove by the oak. But no, this is not our place. We do not belong here. We slowly now rise above that little scene by the grove, and we hear the priest giving thanks. We return from the land of Ireland. We come to our own time and place. You come to your own physical body. You find yourself back in your physical body, full of creative energy and plans for the future. Receive the blessings of the goddess Sethra now and evermore. Shlonte.